So Bruce. Fez, hello. Does your smoothie taste good? It does. Naomi Xenox, what's up? Just want to say congrats on almost 4K. Remember the times you had about 900 or so followers on the stream. Thank you, Fez. Bruce K, how was your week? It was good. Thank you, Xenox. How was your day today? Not a bad day. Took things slow. I spent most of the day doing the newsletter, but I was happy with the amount of time I got spent on it. I posted it late, but I think that it's a good day. Boss, heads up, there's going to be minors in the Q&A. Okay. Ali C, what's up? Great grandma. Hello. What'd you do different with your hair? Very dashing. Chris Kirk, what's up? Didn't do anything different. Probably just getting slightly longer. Where did these alleged minors come from? That is okay, Pauline. I'll be back in 1 sec. We have a question here that I almost understand, but not quite. So I'm going to translate it. See what we get. Translate. Oh yeah, nice. Most embarrassing song I have my regular playlist. Let me check this out. Maybe this song by Mike Stud, because I feel like he has a rap of being like a douchebaggy rapper, like a thirst trap kind of rapper. So, oops, I just skipped all these. A song called "Mirrors on the Ceiling," really good song, by the way. I can put it on. Let's see.
All I need is just a minute, I'ma tell you how I'm feeling. Yeah, I swear that I could sit there with you all night. I could see you catching feelings from the mirrors on the ceiling, and I'm liking what I'm seeing. Hold the phone, I'll be right back.
So is that song. Let's see. Do I just keep asking? Yeah, go for it, Pauline. Ask anything you want. Last time Harley got showered. Good question. He's only been showered once since we had him, which is more times than he'd never been showered with his previous owner. Which I don't know anything about showering, but I guess it's probably just not important for some dogs. I mean, so we did it once because he had fleas, so we used like a flea shampoo, but we haven't done it again. I think partially because we do only have that flea shampoo, so if we'd have to get another shampoo to do it, because you wouldn't want to use that if you didn't have fleas. What's the first movie you like to watch after your streams? Star Wars, I think, the first one. Bruce says, I like you put a PM on time before sleep this week. Thank you, Bruce. I'll try and do that again in the future sometimes. Yeah, Naomi said I posted a throwback Q&A with Ethan and Hunter from February, and I was like one of the only people asking questions. Naomi was a very large social force in the stream, very much the majority a lot of the time. Still is a large social force, but maybe not the majority anymore. Us U.S. still wear tighty whities, says hello. Aside from Judd and Lexi Barnes. 40 Qs, thanks for the blessing. Thanksgiving plans, me, Ethan, and Davey, and maybe whoever else wants to hang out, we'll cook a chicken and hang out and eat that. We'll probably be at home. Is there a book you used to love in hindsight you think isn't all that after all? I'm worried that would be a lot of books if I reread them, but the good part about not rereading them is that you can imagine them being something like greater than they are, maybe. A book that I've read that I also haven't reread very many books, so I don't know if I've had that experience yet. Maybe like the Bible, because I used to read that a lot as a kid, but then I went back and read it like sort of recently, and I thought that it's part of a larger discussion, but I personally thought that it wasn't all that maybe I remembered it being. Chris Kirk said Harley needs an Amazon wish list. I actually have to disagree with that. Harley has a lot of treats and toys now, and he doesn't like any of his toys. And I don't think that he would like any other toys. If you guys could come up with creative things to get Harley, you should. But I think that it's funny, like, aside from food, Harley is like so spoiled, but is so disinterested in at least his treats and stuff, or his toys. He likes his treats. You're cooking some pancakes. I was this morning. Do you support veterans? And if so, you checked out my content in honor of military. Cool, mountain man. I do support veterans. Do you speak and you appreciate? What is this piano project GP keeps alluding to? GP was talking. Me and him were talking about, like, if he was streaming piano, then I could stream me playing over his stream, or vice versa, and so we could like improvise together with double streams, and it'd be cool. Would you make a? Probably not. Have you ever thought of wearing a sleep mask instead of wrapping your head with a sheet? Yeah, I have, and Toby actually got me a sleep mask, and I've had some in the past, but there's something about like the way that they wrap around your, like, the elastic and stuff, and they slide. I don't know. It just doesn't feel as good or natural to me as having just a sheet. Or sometimes I use a t-shirt if I don't have a sheet. But I don't like the masks that much. Speaking of books, what's one book you recommend as a good read right now? This one that one of my patrons sent me. It's called The Art of Living: The Classical Manual on Virtue, Happiness, and Effectiveness by Epictetus. A new interpretation by Sharon LaBelle. So I guess she like did some writing and stuff in it. It's good, and it's. Oh, this is hot. Test. It's good, and it's like pretty. I mean, I think it has good content. It's a pretty easy read, and I really enjoyed the amount that I've gotten out of it, especially for how like little reading you have to do. So I would recommend this. Good book. You answer my question. When was the last time? Oh, I didn't see that. Oh yeah, I did answer your hair question. I said I don't know what I did. It probably just got longer. Anyway, when was the last time you really disliked yourself or what you did? I mean, I think I do that all the time. There's always. It's. I mean, there are always. Everyone has memories that they look back on that they're like, oh, I can't believe I did that. Even if it's just something embarrassing, and I definitely give a lot of thought to the things that I do in hindsight, and it definitely makes it easy to find moments like that. So the last time, maybe like earlier today, do you already know what you are going to do when this project is over? Not ultra specifically, but in general, I sort of have an idea. It's been forever. Serious question. Sorry to be a downer, but were you seriously considering killing yourself at the end of the stream? Yeah, it was sort of like a. It was like the ultimate capstone. And what I thought was the ultimate project. Because I just thought, like, in terms of art, like pure art, it would be so epic of a project to like put one perfect year of your entire life out there, live streamed, like in a way that no one's ever done before, and then you were just gone from existence. Like, that would be such an epic artistic statement. And it would add a lot of significance to the stream, obviously. Any updates on Not Safe for Work stream archive? Will it only contain vids from the Robo stream or also deleted private vids? Yaiba, probably just to say that super wrong, but I think that's going to probably have everything from the robot streamer cam, and then there's a couple streams that I had to privatize on YouTube because I accidentally showed nudity in them, and so those ones I could include in there, but like ones that there are a couple that have been taken down, like for other people showing nudity and stuff, so I wouldn't be able to post those because that's not like my content, that's not appropriate. When you're sleeping, Harley is the fun part. Michael, have you decided who you're going to sell your live streaming setup to after the year's up? Someone else needs to carry on. Highest bidder. Oh, I'd totally check that book out. Cool, Allie C. It's Definitely worth it. When Harley pooped on the pillows this morning, where he usually does. Why Harley pooped on the pillow? When he peed on the pillows, why did he do that? Uh, he did that because he's confused, and he thinks that that's the right place to go pee. So he pees at that house almost every time he's there. It's pretty annoying. Most people would be nervous for all the people they knew met up and compared notes about them. Now you've Lifestream. Is that less of a fear for you? Yeah, I think so. That's funny. Could you last a day of just being on the stream and not checking your phone at all? Checking your phone and the computer would be cheating, mind you. Pauline, I would really, really like that, but the problem is that I have to get and I'm serious. I would love to do that. I would love to be able to like not be as connected, but and still do this project. But if something goes wrong, then I have to like rely on notifications from people, or I have to be checking it, one or the other. So it's like I can't do that unless I had like someone else monitoring and managing the actual stream for me. On your trip to Portland, drop off Ethan. Are you planning on stopping by some cities along the way? Reno Tahoe would actually be the opposite of the route because we're planning on going through Boise, Idaho. So we'd kind of be going like northwest and then west. And if we went through Tahoe, we'd have to be going west and then north. But yeah, we're probably gonna stop by any cool places on our way up there. Because that's kind of the route. Interesting how Mod Pauline got more questions than the other regular chat visitor. You go, girl. Who's that? I don't remember who I talked to about this. I talked to someone about this, but guys, feel free to, if you're a mod or a normal person or anyone, ask as many questions as you want. Like, we're not at the point where I have so many questions that I can't answer all them. So there's no reason to be worried about that. Just feel free to ask whatever you want. If it comes down to it, and there are too many people and it's too competitive at some point, then we'll do like a mod Q&A in the beginning, and then we'll do normal people afterwards, something like that. At what point did you feel like you've maybe become somewhat famous? Famous? I don't know. When I was answering my Instagram DMs, and there were like too many of them, when I first got posted on whatever thing in Brazil, like a porn website or something. I have no idea what the thing was, actually. I really don't know. But that was like, not that I don't feel famous right now. Like, I feel very, very far from famous, very opposite of famous, but I did have a feeling of like, wow, this is kind of overwhelming, just having to answer like a lot of DMs. Will you ever move outside of Texas? Definitely, yeah. I only moved to Texas like a year ago, and I like it a lot, but I would definitely move somewhere else. Sigh from Dan. I see that you were working on your Prius a lot this week. When do you think you're going to be done? Well, I'm not going to actually finalize it until after the New York trip, which means it's going to be like close to that last week of travel. I mean, close to the last week of the year, because we have to take the seats out, or we have to put the seats back in order to do the New York trip. So, okay, you know what I think's going on? I think that I'm on the Restream, I'm on Restream's chat app, and I think it's not showing me some of your questions. That's why there seems to be some discrepancies. Like I'm missing questions or something. I'm trying to see all the Twitch ones as well, and DLive questions, but I think that part of that I am just missing some questions, so it's not good. So I'm going to try and answer these, and then I'll try and go back to the YouTube app after this. Hello, do you want to go to Burning Man? Sure, at some point. I don't care. Would you like to live in a tiny... Naomi, just ask your question again, and I'll see it on the YouTube thing. Would you like to live in a tiny house in the middle of the forest? Sure, that would be cool. Are you going to mount your bike on the Prius when you live in it? Yes. Have you met someone in College Station who's not a mod that's a fan of your stream? I met 3 people who had said they'd seen it. They said they were fans, but I mean, it was kind of like a joke. Like they'd seen it or something like that in Best Buy. I put that on my highlights channel. Malika, do you intend to continue broadcasting in 2020? I don't think exactly like the way I'm doing it now, but it's possible. What's one recipe you know well but you haven't cooked on stream yet? Maybe like cookies. Michael, just out of curiosity, did you and Sam from Indiana patch things up? Rye, we have not patched anything up. Not really a question, but I just want to tell you that I'm from Malaysia and I just happened to recently stumble on this content. Cool. Good morning, Michael. This is my first time here in the stream. My question is in other live streams. The streamer tends to spend a lot of time interacting with the audience. Is there a reason you don't, aside from Q&A? Thank you. The reason I don't is just because I'm streaming all the time, so there would be like a really unhealthy level of involvement if I did that. And I don't think it's exactly like, it's not important to the nature of my project to be answering chat. Like, it's more important the actual streaming process itself. So I heard you and Ethan talking about something where you'd be dropped off somewhere naked in a random place. I was just spitballing ideas. I thought it'd be a cool project. Like, you start, like, the idea is, you get blindfolded and driven out to a random place. You have nothing. You get, like, you're completely naked, nothing. You're not holding anything, and you just get dropped off somewhere, and then you have to survive. And, like, there's some kind of goal. Like, maybe you like, all your stuff is in storage or something. You don't have access to any of your things, and maybe your goal is to reach the same amount of, like, net worth that you had before you were, like, dropped off, right? And so you have to, like, build new life and accomplish that, and that sort of as, like, a social experiment or project or something. It was just something I was messing around with Ethan about. We need a update on the Prius, though, like Instagram and all. We need a Prius update. Like, you want me to post the update on Instagram, Fez? Obviously, you have a lot of Filipino fans. Have you ever tried, or will you ever try some Filipino foods? Sure. Ethan and I were talking about doing that, but we have to edit his Filipino music video reaction videos first. Ian Grant, what is something that you thought people would notice about you through showing your life on camera that they haven't really noticed or figured out yet, if anything? That's a really good question. I don't know. I mean, I make a lot of jokes that I don't know if anyone notices, because I never get confirmation from the people who I'm making the joke to, and then I don't see anything, like, in chat or anything, so that wouldn't be a good answer, I guess, because I wouldn't know that no one's noticed. But I do wonder sometimes what people notice and what they don't. If you want to go to Burning Man next year, I'm looking for volunteers for my friend's art project. I think you'd be perfect for it. All right, DM me or something, Kara. We can talk about it. Well, my question was, do you plan on selling your live stream setup? Oh, okay, okay. I thought that was a joke. Sorry, Naomi. I did see that question. I don't plan on selling it because so I'm not gonna sell the main things, which is like the live view and the camera. The only thing that I'm not sure about is the way that the modems work. It's what's it called? You pay some amount of money, but then you get that money back if you send the modems back. So I don't know what the name for it is. Deposit. There's a deposit, and so I could just hang on to the modems, and like they would still have my deposit in case I wanted to do any random streams at any point. And then I would just deactivate the data, and then I could reactivate the data if I wanted to. Um, but that would give me a little bit. That would just not limit my options so much in terms of deciding if I want to do something similar or some variation in the future. Just make it easier to do it again if I wanted to. That's a good question, Naomi. Oh, Ethan's idea is like a college fraternity law. Yes, WRO. That's what you're saying, but think of it more like a way, way, way larger scale project than like a fraternity thing. It would be something that would take like multiple months, or maybe like up to a year or more to accomplish. And it would be like creating a whole new life. It'd be super interesting. Passing down the torch. I think that it shouldn't be passing down the torch, but maybe like expanding the collection of torches, because I think other people would do this, and probably maybe some people who are connected to the project in some way, who will have like gained inspiration or confidence from this. But I think the other people should and probably will do this at some point. What do you want for Christmas? Well, I made a wish list, Mom. Check it out. It's on Amazon. I mean, it's on my newsletter. I'm gonna add it to my description. I made an Amazon wish list. That's big news. It's mostly just for like Prius things and stuff. And then there's beard oil in there, so that once me and Ethan have big, bushy beards, which is totally gonna happen, then we can use beard oil. Sounds like Terminator. The plot of Terminator. Hazing, I mean. Yeah, I know what you're saying, WR. Compare your life at 4K subs with life at 2K. Well, that was like a month ago. So pretty much the same. I think I might weigh more now. There's a show already called Naked and Afraid. Yeah. But think about that, but in normal society. And without a camera crew. Like, instead of in the woods, you get dropped off in Cincinnati. You know what I mean? Find some dudes hotter than you and do it every day. For someone to inherit it? What? I asked him about that on his Instagram. He said he'll check it, but no answer till now. Oh, where's that? Danny Cho. Oh, sorry, I just saw that. Yeah, I'll check that out. I'll see what that is. I put that in my notes to do and the link and stuff, but I haven't checked out. What embarrasses you the most in front of other people? Well, right now it's having a camera on my shoulder. Some yeah, Fez, definitely. Once I'm satisfied with the end product, I will totally put it on my Instagram. I think it's cool what you're doing with it. Thank you. Here who is the best viewer on YouTube chat to take. Here who is the best viewer on YouTube chat to take with you on a deserted island. It's the start of my viewer quiz. I'm going to say Beth Gerry. Because we'd be a really good team. Did you consider living in a van instead of a Prius? AXX bad. I actually used to live in a van like 2 years ago. No, year and a half ago. And it was cool. But I picked a Prius because I didn't need as much space as the van had. And I wanted better gas mileage and like a more reliable vehicle. Who's the best viewer to take care of Harley? Probably like Ditz Logic is the best viewer to take care of Harley. Ditz Logic sent Harley like so much dog food. We're still feeding Harley canned food that Ditz Logic sent him in like July or August or something. It's literally so much canned food, it's unreal. So I'm gonna have to give that to him. Last time you make your mom mad at you? Maybe on this trip, probably in the morning after playing piano. What is something you want to learn? I want to learn good, like, professional technique diving off of big platforms and stuff, and then maybe like higher height cliff diving and stuff at some point, but with like precision flips and twists and stuff. But I'm okay with waiting until I have like more money later in life to learn that, because I want to like hire someone to teach me it really well. But another thing I want to learn is a backflip on rollerblades, or like to be able to do flips, and then I want to learn a corkscrew, a cork 720 on skis, and I want to learn Flight of the Bumblebee on piano at some point, and the third movement of Moonlight Sonata. Who's the best viewer to be your hype man or woman or hype person? Hype person. Probably Jordan Walton, maybe. Since you started this project, did you ever feel more insecure at certain aspects of yourself? Did your project make you more confident or assured about yourself? In certain ways, it did both. So I probably feel like more insecure about just kind of like same, I think, sometimes, or yeah, I guess just sharing my thoughts in general, I feel more insecure, but that's not a direct result of like the audience to me interaction. It's a large part of that result is due to like the interactions I've had this year in this project. Hi, Mrs. You. Who's the best viewer on YouTube chat to work as your personal assistant? Probably Shelby. Let's see. Mountain Man, time and place. That was my... Jeez, Mountain Man. Michael, it is really cold down in Texas. I noticed you're not running the AC much these days. Yeah, it's like a perfect temperature. It gets cold at night, and then it's nice in the day. So go, what do you need to do about it? Were there any careers that you almost pursued only to change your mind at the last minute or just not have it pan out? What happened? Do you regret it? No, I don't really regret any of my career choices. The only careers I've been interested in when I was like a freshman, when I was finishing high school and going into college, I wanted to be like an entrepreneur in general, because I just had like a lot of experience making money on my own, doing things, and which is not, sounds like I just found a euphemism for selling drugs, but I was not selling drugs for the most part. That was not how I made my money. But when I became a sophomore in college, I started like a video company, and I really thought that I would like doing that for a long time, because I like making videos, and I felt like I'd be able to make videos professionally for money, and then be able to make more fun videos on my own, and it would just, and like I'd make a successful YouTube channel, and it would just be everything would be awesome. But I kind of got tired of that. It just got boring for me at some point, and it wasn't really the right move to keep doing it. And then I started doing or I started working on music with my friend Clayton when I went out to Amsterdam, and like I lived with him for about 5 months, and we worked on music together, which is something we'd done a little bit in the past. And I thought for a little while that I'd like to do music as a career. I'm not sure that I wouldn't want to do something music related at some point as a career still, but I think that he was less interested in it probably than I was at that point, and or maybe not. It could just been circumstantial, but just definitely got at least put on the back burner. So, but I don't have any things where I was like, I was almost a stockbroker and then I quit the day before I started. I don't have any stories like that. Just get interested in something and then do it until I'm not really interested in it anymore. Who's the best viewer to give you serious life advice? That's a good question. Naomi's probably given me the most life advice, so that wouldn't be entirely wrong. But I like hearing from a lot of people from chat. I wouldn't want to list everyone, but two people that pop up quick are Burn Adventure, and GP. Elleria, what's his name on here? Elleria or GP or something. But those guys are pretty dope. Honestly, a lot of people on here send me. Okay. Would Harley be willing to live stream for a year? I wish that I had more cameras and stuff so I could just put one on Harley, because that'd be so cool. I promise that if I do this project more like seriously and with a bigger budget and stuff in the future, then Harley will be more decked out with camera equipment. It'll be comfortable, don't worry. So that's why swimming vids have been showing up in my recommended section. Oh wait, I don't know what that is related to, Shelby. Did I say something? Oh, diving? Who's the best viewer to play piano for? That one is actually pretty... okay, I don't know. Because there's a portion of the audience that is just really cool in terms of, like, they just say nice things. And they're like, oh, I love everything you're playing. But to be honest, some of the... GP is a really good example. People who, like, play piano and stuff, they can offer me like good advice or recommendations, which is really useful because it's almost like I have digital teachers whenever I'm playing, which is really cool. Who's the best viewer to be in a book club with? That's a really good question. I don't know. Maybe I don't know what I think his name might be Matt Maticus on here. I would pick him because he's the one who sent me this book and then this other book, and he's had some really good recommendations. And then probably Contella, those two people. Do you think the project has hindered or helped you from forming new relationships with people? I think, and mostly, for the most part, it's definitely hindered me. But it's also indirectly led me to like being in a more socially, I feel like, approachable place in my life mentally, just kind of from being like healthier in almost every way possible. And so from that perspective, I think that it's made it easier for me to form new relationships, at least after the project is over. But also I met a couple people from Lifestream, like Parker, who I probably would not have met otherwise. They came up to me because I had a camera. Law Pauline, did you read the newsletter section about bars, clubs? Who's the best viewer to be in a dance club with? That's Toby, easiest one. Do you speak Portuguese? I'm from Brazil. I do not speak Portuguese. Lastly, who's the best viewer to take with you in a zombie apocalypse? In a zombie apocalypse. There's this guy up north of 40 who comes on every once in a while, and he makes like camping and survival videos, living something. I don't know what I think that's some kind of like lines of latitude or longitude or something that indicate where things get really cold, but he's above them. And so he would be a good person. Third movement, yeah, third movement of Moonlight Sonata is a banger. When that kid started playing it yesterday, I was on my phone, like, deleting pictures, and I would, like, put my phone down. Facial hair, clean shaved. I don't know. I think that I've yet to discover my facial hair potential yet, so I couldn't really say. Did you know that everyday life is more exciting? Did you know that your everyday life is more exciting than my friends who work 40, 70 hours per week? They work and use their cell phones. The end. Wow, that's good to hear. What are you most looking forward to doing off camera? I've said this a couple times, but I'm really looking forward to going somewhere where there's no service. So, like, somewhere, like, pretty deep in nature. And not just because there's no service, but I mean, like, just the places that I would want to go, like, just kind of, find, like, a cool waterfall hike or something like that. I just can't do it because most of those places don't have any service, so it can be a problem if you're really out there. Let's see. Lonnie F4G said, "Is God real? I wonder why you don't have more viewers." For the most, just catch up on Twitch here. Okay. Sexy Dance thinks I look better clean shaven. Did you know that every day? How many other countries have you been to? Probably like between 10 and 15. Why you let your mom mad that time? I think that I wouldn't say she's mad, but I just was like not in a talkative mood, and she was clearly just wanted to talk and be nice, but I was just not in a talkative mood at all. Bonus viewer Keo, which viewer is more annoying? The one that doesn't read your video description and ask questions that it answers, or the one that asks for your bathroom schedule? I actually don't see. That's a better question for you, Pauline. Here's the first question in the reverse Q&A. Which one is more annoying? You tell me. Because I don't see those, because you guys deal with them. So it doesn't really annoy me at all. The ones that annoy me are people who, I guess, just like spammy stuff in general. Or like, and I don't say catfish, meaning like the traditional, but just people who will send a message but clearly have different intentions of making you like click a link or something like that. That's annoying. Top 3 travel bucket list, domestic or international. I think I want to go to like Australia at some point, and then I want to go back to London, but like explore it more, and maybe like Scotland or Ireland. I don't know. Are those? I don't even know what's a country and what's a city. So I found it really interesting comparing. I'm gonna look this up. So. Scotland is not an independent country or state, and neither are Wales, Northern Ireland, or England itself. However, Scotland is most certainly a nation of people. So Scotland is interesting. I need to learn more about Europe. I found it really interesting comparing the daily life in American Western culture compared to Australia, where I'm from. Does it interest you to try another country to live? New follower here. That's ironic timing. Ford's Rule 57, our Ford rule. I think I would definitely live in another country, but I've said this before. I would really want to live somewhere where they speak English, because I feel really alienated when I live in places where I don't like know what's being said, and I don't want to learn any other languages. So I would just pick somewhere where they speak English. Have you listened to all that podcast about your project? What do you think of it? I have not. I haven't listened to the most recent episode, with my mom. I still need to listen to it. Jordan, hey Michael, Harley is literally the best. Thank you for answering my question, Michael. Have a good night. No problem, Onan. Remember, aren't mods supposed to answer questions new viewers haven't learned the answers to? Let's see next. Onward, who's your celebrity, whether traditional celebrity or online celebrity, man crush? I don't think I have any celebrity man crushes. Rap for us just a little bit, please. Well, if you want to listen to my rap music, just search Mike's Hard. I think that comes up. Yeah, search Mike's Hard on Spotify or Apple Music, and you should be able to find me. It's not Mike's Hard with a T. This looks like some kind of... This is not me. That's not me, but search that. You'll be able to find me. Good night. Would you be willing to go backpacking with a viewer or fan? Yeah, absolutely. Anyone who's a cool person. Then it's more of a Q&A for mods. It's Sunday, I guess. Oh, good night. Let's spice it up. Is there a viewer or viewers that you feel demand unnecessary things or drains your energy most of the time? Yeah, Shelby. I'm just kidding. She just texts me all the time. Sometimes I don't respond to. So I'm not gonna read any of her texts out loud, but she's just always making fun of me. So I couldn't pay attention if he answered my question. I don't understand English, right? Oh, sorry. If I'm not gonna apologize, I'm not gonna apologize for having tons of questions if that's what people are waiting for. Yeah, dude, guys, chill. I said anyone can ask as many questions as they want. We don't have that type of competition yet. Pauline is welcome to ask any questions that Pauline wants to. If you want to strip me of my mod status, you should plan hiking all around Oregon when you drop Ethan off. Definitely, yeah. I think we will. It's going to be so cold, though, I think, that we'll have to kind of plan accordingly. I'm perfectly fine just being a viewer. Consider it done. Love your channel, Michael. Hope you'd be able to continue on the same form next year. Thank you. Pounds Gavel. Do you feel some of your viewers are entitled or feel that you owe something to them? Any messages for them? I don't think that. I think a majority of my viewers do not feel that way. One person recently commented and said, if you do not fart, please don't upload. And that really stung me, and it hit me in the middle of my heart, because I fart in most of my videos, and sometimes it's really quiet and you guys don't hear it, but I do it. And the fact that that person would act like I'm not, I just think it's inconsiderate. Neighbor Pauline, keep asking your questions. The people want more Hunter and Lance. When was the last time you cried? Probably in February. What about Parker? While I'm still in mod, here's my last mod question. Describe each of your mods using one adjective. That's a good question. In order to answer it well, I'm going to have to pull up my list of mods. Which means I have to switch accounts a couple times. Okay, here's my mods. Okay. Alright, this is gonna begin. So we have Chip, quiet, I'd say. GP, piano. Josh, nice. Naomi, boss. Jonathan 666, British. Goat, sports. Ethan McChristian. Pity. Toby, Toby1 Kenobi. Jolly, Brad D. I don't know too much about Brad, actually. Brad's been very nice to me, but I don't know a ton about him. I was just recommended to make him a mod because he is on it at hours, off hours and stuff when the other mods aren't, but is also a very nice person. So maybe unknown. Restream bot. That's a bot. Burn Adventure. Thoughtful. Pauline. Questions. Computer robots. Kind. Shelby. Analytical. Bottomata Honey. Original. That's my first mod. From way back. London is a cool place. I'm a Londoner, so I would say that right now. Cool, Ian. There's only one right adjective to describe me. Let's see, okay. Scotland, North Ireland, Wales, and England are constituent countries of the UK. More like nations, but not independent countries per se. Cool. That's awesome. Thanks for telling me. So they technically are not countries, but they are referred to as countries. I guess nations is just the best way to. I think it might be done. Yeah. I asked this the first time I joined this Q&A a few weeks ago, but you weren't able to answer. Sorry about that. What are the top 3 bucket list things you want to do once the stream is over? Top 3 bucket list things. One is just to sleep in my Prius. that's a bucket list. Number 2. No, at least that was a bad answer. No, I'm gonna stick with number 1. Number 2 is maybe just kind of go somewhere solo for a while, like some sort of public Bureau of Land Management or whatever lands, somewhere kind of naturey, and just like spend some time alone in the wild for a little bit. That'd be cool. And then I mean, one thing that I probably want to do at some point is go like bungee jumping or skydiving, and so I guess technically that would be good once the stream is over, because I wouldn't have like equipment that would break or something. This man crushes me. I'm a celebrity. They play on the radio, paparazzi. Come to Australia and say good day. Road trip. Great country. Are you going to watch Rick and Morty new episode tonight? No, but Ethan probably is. Naomi, adjective, sultry. That's saying the past. When you are rented your room for Airbnb, why you're not sleeping downstairs bedroom? Because we rented the whole house. Because that's fine. Okay, I really don't like your passive aggression here. Can you take your dramas elsewhere? Who's that? Nice try. What made you cry in February? Just like emotions. Just like my brain chemistry was very scattered and just like weird things going on. No, that was totally cut off, but nothing really in particular that was like so bad. I just kind of felt like this was in a bad place mentally. I don't understand spoken English. Already written English, I can understand. Okay. I'm dying, succeeded. So I was told. Sultry is my favorite adjective. Please unmod me. Alright, Pauline, if you want. for answering my questions. The West Coast is amazing for being in nature and for skydiving. Save money. Go to Dubai. Oh, and for skydiving, save money. Go to Dubai. That would be tight. Nah, I don't think they do it. Yeah, that sounds sick. Do you feel like the project puts you in a better place emotionally? How do you stay positive? I think the best part about the project emotionally and in terms of positivity is having like one set goal that I think is important and that I decided is important and still believe is important, which is like live streaming for a year straight. So it's like a good point in the distance to aim to as I do all my stuff, which is something that is very valuable and maybe undervalued if you've had it your whole life. I want to go to Dubai so bad. Find me a Dubai daddy. Good night, guys. Thank you, Michael, for your kind words. I wish you played the river flows in you. I'm just picturing you as the genie from Aladdin, Pauline. If you guys have any last questions, let me check to make sure I didn't miss any Twitch ones because I do abandon that. What's up from Omar? What your interaction? If you guys have a question, would you ever have? Chihuahua, maybe save that one for future AMA on Robot Streamer. It's all good. All I know is that I was never mean to anyone and did my best, so now I have no bitterness. Pauline, I think you did a great job, and if you're happier as a viewer, then that works for me too. I still have to request you a piano piece. Hold that spot, Michael. All right, Ali C, I will. You're welcome to make good on that that opportunity whenever you want. Are there mods in Robot Stream? There is one. I think I might add another one. It was fun, MGLS peeps. I thought Contella was a mod here. Contella's a mod on Robot Streamer. By DK. Did you? Did I listen to Rich Brian songs? I've listened to them in the past. See you at Burning Man as long as you're willing to have your body painted. Okay, that is today's Q&A, and I will see you next week at the same time. What is it, 17th? Actually, I might do... Hold on, let me check something. Okay, so... Wait. Oh, yeah, okay. If you, sorry that took me so long. The next Q&A, I might do it at an earlier time to accommodate people who live in different countries. Because someone was messaging me and saying that I should do, I should move it back, but it's a big inconvenience for me in terms of like doing the newsletter and everything to move it actually back every time. But I could do one now and then one next month where it's at a different time. So I might do it like 4 or 5 or something, or sometime that could work better for people in other time zones. But that's it. Let's see if we got anything else. Discord every day. Don't miss Discord Tuesday.